I agree with everything that Andy has said. But let me take it this way, right? Okay, using the same numbers, 1.4 million that we have, okay, or started with anyways, as far as founding members who are now users, entrepreneurs, etc. Right? When we had 100,000, right? When we were only 100,000. This was a few years ago, right? And we said that our projection was that this company could generate 100 million customers in its first year out to the public, right? Now we're only 1 month in, okay? That's when we had 100,000. And I believe that number is much bigger. I believe we're going to have a bigger number as far as customers, people coming in using our products within the very first year of being out there to the public, meaning we're selling products to the public, right? But let's just be conservative, right? Let's just be conservative. And let's say for each of these 1.4 million users, the company marketing campaigns, all the branding, everything Andy spoke about, right? And that each account was able to generate just 100 customers, right? That would make the company have 140 million customers, okay? Just think about that for a minute. 140 million customers, as far as I'm concerned, is tiny. It's small. Facebook has over 3 billion with a B, right? Users. Whether they're active, not active, it's irrelevant. The point is they have over 3.4 or over 3 billion users, okay? Think about this. Every single person, right, needs an email address. Every single person. Okay, if you may not use social media, but you still need an email address, okay? So that means there are more people that actually have an email address than people that are actually using social media, right? Here comes OMail. Think of the possibilities. Every single person who comes into ONPASSIVE have to have an OMail account, like every single one, bar none. Every single person, right? Because you have to create one in order to get into the OES, right? Doesn't matter how you're coming. Doesn't matter whether you're coming because of OConnect. Doesn't matter if you're coming because of ONet. Doesn't matter if you're coming because of OTracker. It doesn't matter what you're coming for. You're going to have an OMail account. So think of how that number is going to grow. Now, when you have these free users, free using ONet, using OTrim, using OMail, when you have these free users, you have them for life. Like they're going to be there. And as other products come on board, they're going to have access to those products. They're going to see OTracker. They're going to see OStaff. They're going to see OAcademy. They're going to see ODomain. You understand? They're going to see everything, folks. So not because they're free today doesn't mean they'll be free tomorrow. You understand? Eventually, they will see something that they're going to buy. So they're going to buy at least one product. I believe it's going to be more than one product. But let's just be conservative, at least one product. So can you imagine if all we're talking about is that each one of these 1.4 million users, entrepreneurs, only have 100 customers? And if we even make it more conservative, but just focus on what we have right now, which is OConnect, and they purchase OConnect, we're talking about thousands of dollars per month going forward. Think of all the people around the globe. Think of them. Think of all the people around the globe that could use a few $1,000s per month, how that will change, even transform their lives. Now, we're not talking about somebody who's in America and they're making 100,000 a year, or somebody's in the UK, and they're making 100,000 pounds per. We're talking about around the world, the billions of people around the world that have never seen $30,000 a year in their life. Never seen it. Never. And here in ONPASSIVE will create more millionaires. I've said it many years ago, and I'm still saying it, will create more millionaires than any other company on this planet. Period. That is what's going to happen, folks. Am I saying that every single person is going to be a millionaire in ONPASSIVE? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay? But we do know that in order for you to be able to help people, you're going to need access. You're going to have resources. You're going to have to become wealthy. And I like to use the rich word. I said, we want people to be rich, but people people who are compassionate. You understand? People who have empathy, right? People that's going to care about other people. We're not looking for people to be rich, to run around with 10 cars and mansions. And that's not what we're talking about, folks. We're talking about people who are now wealthy and can use that newfound wealth to actually help people in their community, right there in their neighborhoods, people around the globe, and change their lives. That's what we're talking about. And that's what ONPASSIVE is about. Provide the tools, provide the products so that you have a legitimate business that is clean, ethical, and a business that is going to help people everywhere. That's what ONPASSIVE is about. And that's what excites me, because 100 customers, I can do that in my sleep. That is nothing. An 80-year-old grandma will be able to get 100 customers in ONPASSIVE. Not overnight, but certainly over time. Yeah, so let me just end on value, right? Think of someone who's have a home and they're looking to sell the home, right? And so they've customized the home to their liking, the way they like it. I like my TV over here. I like the floors to be like this. I like the washroom to be like. You understand? They customize to themselves. Okay, that person is going to have a more difficult time in selling that home, right? Because there may not be people out there who like it the way you like it, right? But if I'm thinking that, I'm trying to sell my home now, right? What are people looking for, right? And let me just, put that within the home, right? As I do my renovations, right? To get it ready for the market. So if I'm thinking about the customer, I'm going to have a greater chance of selling my home, and also selling my home faster, right? And also commanding more money for that home. Right? And that's ONPASSIVE. ONPASSIVE is not thinking about, well, how much money can we make? Mr. Ashmafar is not thinking, well, I want to be a gazillionaire, so let me just put this thing together for me. He's thinking about the end user. He's thinking that, wow, you know what? Yeah, we know there's Gmail and Hotmail and so on and so forth. But if I can give them something of real value, something that people actually want, something that people are going to take care about, something that people are actually going to use. How many people open up a Gmail account that never use it, right? But if I can give them value, right? And it's going to be free. It's going to be better than what's out in the marketplace, but it's free, right? Oh, Trim. There are companies out there charging hundreds of dollars a month for a software that trims a URL, that trims a website address, right? And no, we can do this. We can be better than what's out there in the marketplace, and we can give it away for free. Value. Let's give value. Let's put OConnect together to be the very best video conferencing platform out there, period, without charging the money that it would command, right? We don't need to charge people thousands of dollars a month to have access to 10,000 attendees on their platform. We can do it for way less than that. Not because our product is inferior, but because we're thinking about the end user. We're trying to save people money. So if we can save individuals, save companies, save them money, they're going to be a valuable customer. They're going to stay with us, right? We're not trying to, see how much we can pull out of their pockets. No. Right? Just even think of us, right? Us as the early bird entrepreneurs, right? Just think of us. To pay $47 a month for the first 3 months, right? For a product such as this, are you kidding me? And when you try to compare that to what's out there in the marketplace, it's not even close. Imagine when the upgrades come along, the next version and the next version. Can you imagine? Right? We're just getting started. And I've used this analogy about the baby. You know what I mean? A newborn comes out. What are they doing? They're not doing anything. They're just alive. You know what I mean? They can't crawl. They can't walk. They can't run. They can't do anything. But eventually they start to crawl. Eventually they start to walk. Eventually they start to run. You know what I mean? That's ONPASSIVE. We're just out the gate. We're just that newborn baby. So can you imagine when we start to crawl? Can you imagine when we start to walk and run? Look out, folks. This is the place to be. This is where people want to be. This is it, right? I remember when Bitcoin came out, okay? And that's on my mind because I did a thing earlier about Bitcoins, about crypto, right? I remember when it first, scam this, scam that. That's what people were saying about Bitcoin. But here it is today, right? Elon Musk, what, 1 point something billion he put into Bitcoin, right? At one point, he was selling Teslas and people could pay using Bitcoin. You understand, right? People got in when it was $1, right? Some people $100. It started to get accepted, mainstream when it was around $1,000. And it shot up to $60,000 per coin. Right? Now, I'm not encouraging anyone to go buy no Bitcoin now. Don't get me wrong. That's not the point I'm making. Right? I'm just trying to say the early adapters, how they benefited, how many people became billionaires because of specifically Bitcoin. How many people became multimillionaires because of Bitcoin? Why? Because they adapted it early. We are the early bird adapters of ONPASSIVE. We, the 1.4 million. Think of your possibility, folks. Think of where you'll be 5 years from now, 10 years from now. 10 years ago, Bitcoin was around $260 something per coin. So even with the ups and downs, it's still doing extremely well for those early bird adapters. For people who jump in now, for it to double, like who knows if it's going to get to 54,000? Like who knows what's going to happen with it, right? So now isn't the time, as you talked about opportunities, right? They've missed the boat. But it's still early in ONPASSIVE. You have not missed the boat yet in ONPASSIVE. So if you're out there listening to us right now, you want to come in and take a closer look, right? You don't need no money. It's free to get in. Just get in and take a look because you will love what you will see and you will stay and you'll become part of that second phase of early adapters. The opportunity is still alive and well for you to be able to change your family's future financially. Think about that, folks. It doesn't get any better than this because this is the place to be. This is the only company that you need, period, if you're looking for a financial change. And for those who are in already, congratulations, because you have already won. Thank you, Comfort.
My God.